Most YouTube creators post videos for entertainment, news, or lifestyle value. But now and then, psychotic mass murderers use the platform to rant about the injustices in the world and reveal the deep simmering hatred they have for their fellow human beings. The often bizarre and disturbing content of such videos, in hindsight, has all the clues of an unravelling mind and a realisation that it was only a matter of time before they acted on their feelings. Here we look at 5 killers who uploaded disturbing videos to this platform in the years, months, and even hours before they committed mass murder. Elliot Rodger. Elliot Rodger was born in London. His father, Peter Rodger, was a successful director, and his mother, Lee Chin, had worked as a unit nurse on the set of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. At the age of 5, Elliot and his younger sister moved to California and enjoyed all the trappings of the Hollywood elite. But when his parents divorced when he was 7 years old and his father remarried, it triggered a long struggle with mental health. Elliot grew up with few friends and was quiet, shy, and possibly had underdiagnosed Asperger's syndrome. By the time he was 13, the lonely teenager had immersed himself into the fictional cyberworld of World of Warcraft, and his only companions were the heroes and villains of the online fantasy game. In high school, he was bullied, and an entry in his diary at the time highlighted how he viewed the world. He wrote, "I was an innocent, scared little boy, trapped in a jungle full of malicious predators, and I was shown no mercy." Eventually, Elliot moved to Santa Barbara City College. He had the black BMW, designer clothes, and sunglasses, but the one thing he craved was a girlfriend. And the frustration and anger he felt at not being able to connect to girls was clear to see in a series of videos he posted on YouTube.
I don't know why you girls are so repulsed by me. It doesn't make sense. I do everything I can to appear attractive to you.
He was a time bomb waiting to explode, and during his time in Santa Barbara, he started planning his day of retribution. His fury towards women drew him to misogynistic websites and forums, and in one online rant, he wrote, "Start envisioning a world where women fear you." Elliot's parents were aware of his chaotic mind, and although he had seen various therapists throughout his life, he had never been formally diagnosed with a mental illness. If he had, he would not have been able to legally purchase 3 handguns. By April 2014, Elliot had stopped attending college, and after not hearing from his son for a couple of days, Elliot's mother Lee became anxious. She knew her son was troubled and decided to do some research online, and that was when she found Elliot's YouTube account and realised her son had been uploading some bizarre videos. Although none of them contained a specific threat, the tone of them alarmed her so much that she called her son's life coach, who then called the Santa Barbara District Mental Health Hotline, who were concerned enough to alert the police to make a welfare check on Elliot. He assured them that there was nothing to worry about, and they left without taking any further action or running a gun check. A few weeks later, on May the 23rd, 2014, his day of retribution would arrive, and he uploaded a chilling video.
Tomorrow is the day of retribution. The day in which I will have my revenge against humanity, against all of you. On the day of retribution, I am going to enter the hottest sorority house of UCSB. And I will slaughter every single spoiled, stuck-up, blonde I see inside there. If I can't have you, girls, I will destroy you. I'll give you exactly what you deserve, all of you. All you girls who rejected me and looked down upon me and, treated me like scum while you gave yourselves to other men. And all of you men for living a better life than me, all of you sexually active men, I hate you. I hate all of you. And I can't wait to give you exactly what you deserve. Utter annihilation.
Because of the way YouTube organises timestamps, it isn't clear if the video was published before or after the massacre occurred. It's possible that the video could have been scheduled to be posted minutes after the shootings began. Sometime during that day, Rodger murdered 3 people in his apartment. Then in the evening, around 9:17 PM, he emailed a 137-page manifesto to his parents, family friends, and at least one therapist. The email prompted his mother to go to his YouTube channel again, where she watched his son's final retribution video. She then contacted his father, who also watched the video, and called 911. Both his parents then headed to Santa Barbara, but it was too late. As they drove, they heard on the radio reports of a shooting. Elliot had started his shooting spree at a sorority house. When he was unable to get in, he started shooting at the girls stood outside, fatally wounding 2 of them. He then drove to a deli on Dalplayer Drive, got out of his car, and killed another young man. He then continued to drive at high speed, shooting at bystanders and trying to run people over with his car. After exchanging fire with Santa Barbara police officers, Elliot crashed his car. After he was pulled from it, officers discovered he was dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Jared Lee Loughner. Jared Lee Loughner reportedly started showing symptoms of schizophrenia while still in high school. In addition to writing and saying nonsensical things, his thinking was disorganized. He also developed a paranoid obsession with the US Constitution. On October 2nd, 2010, Loughner uploaded a video to his YouTube channel. It was the only video on this channel and is still active today. It's titled, "America, Your Last Memory in a Terrorist Country." The background soundtrack is Drowning Pool's song, Bodies. The person in the video is presumably Loughner, who can be seen staggering towards an American flag, dressed in a strange combination of bin liner, hoodie and a mask. He then proceeds to set the flag alight. The video description is an odd rant about flags, birds, and the government. No further videos were uploaded to that channel, but Loughner created another channel called Class It Up 10, which is also still active. To this channel, he uploaded 5 videos ranting about various subjects, including terrorism, currency, literacy, and the government controlling people through brainwashing and mind control. The last video on this channel was posted on the 15th of December 2010, and less than a month later, on January the 8th, 2011, Loughner showed up at a Tuscan grocery store where Democratic Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was conducting a meet-and-greet event. He was armed with a Glock pistol that he had legally purchased in November 2010, and proceeded to fire 31 random shots in approximately 30 seconds. Giffords was hit in the head and was one of the 13 people injured in the attack. 6 people who had been at the event were killed. After the shooting, investigators uncovered an envelope inside a safe at Loughner's house. Inside was the handwritten words, "I planned ahead, my assassination, and Giffords." Giffords survived the close-range shooting, but suffered life-changing injuries that compromised her speech, vision, and left her right arm and leg paralysed. Loughner initially pleaded not guilty to the charges against him, which included murder and attempted murder, and after a mental evaluation that resulted in a diagnosis of schizophrenia, Loughner was declared incompetent to stand trial and was sent to a federal psychiatric facility for treatment. However, in August 2012, Loughner was cleared for trial. He ended up pleading guilty to 19 charges. In exchange for his plea, he was spared the death penalty, and the rest of his charges against him were dropped. He was sentenced to 7 consecutive life terms and an additional 140 years of imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Incredibly, the videos that possibly held clues to this tragic chain of events are still viewable on his YouTube channel. Anders Breivik. On the 22nd of July 2011, Anders Breivik posted on various social media sites a manifesto titled 2083, A European Declaration of Independence. It described in detail his militant ideology, and inserted between the text was a link to a YouTube video in which he gave a 12-minute presentation called Knights Templar 2083 that outlined the manifesto. In the video, Breivik can be seen wearing a wetsuit and holding an automatic weapon. Just hours later, at around 15:26, Breivik detonated a fertilizer bomb outside a tower block in Oslo, where the office of the Prime Minister was located. The blast killed 8 people. Breivik then travelled to the Utoya Island, the site of a camp for the Workers' Youth League. At the ferry terminal, he posed as a police officer and was allowed to board a ferry to the island. When he arrived, he went on a murderous rampage and fired intermittently for more than an hour, killing 69 people and wounding 33 others. His youngest victim was just 14 years old. By the end of the day, 77 people had been killed in the deadliest attack in Norway since World War II. Eventually, the Public Force Counter-Terrorism Unit arrived on the island and confronted Breivik, and he surrendered without resistance. After the intense questioning, Breivik made a full confession and revealed the purpose of the attack was to save Norway and Western Europe from a Muslim takeover, and that the Labour Party had to pay the price for letting down Norway and the Norwegian people. In August 2012, he was convicted of mass murder, causing a fatal explosion and terrorism. Psychiatric reports initially diagnosed Breivik as having paranoid schizophrenia. However, a second evaluation, published a week before his trial, concluded he was not psychotic at the time of the massacre. On the 24th of August 2012, Breivik was found to be sane and guilty of murdering 77 people. He was sentenced to 21 years in prison, which doesn't seem long for the atrocities he committed. However, this is the maximum penalty in Norway, and he will not be released for as long as he is deemed a danger to society. Trey Sessler. Now this next person is probably the most well-known YouTuber in this list. He created his channel in 2006 and went by the name Mr. Anime. He was one of the original anime reviewers on YouTube and kickstarted some of the biggest names in the anime community today. His channel had around 12,000 subscribers, which was a decent amount at the time, and he was a well-known personality on the internet. In total, he uploaded 322 videos. But over time, his videos became more and more obsessed with guns and violence, and he started uploading videos about serial killers, animal slaughter, and began brandishing real firearms. His drunken ranting was a sign of his state of mind, and on the 13th of February 2012, he uploaded a video called Mr. Anime is Planning Something. In it, he said he was taking a 2 or 3 week break from reviewing, but would still upload some blogging videos. He never explained what he was planning, but seemed upbeat and thanked everyone for sticking with him and watching his channel. Not long after, he uploaded a video sharing his thoughts on NEETs. This was followed by an upload on March the 13th with the video titled Mr. Anime's New Job. In this one, he appears under the influence of something and rambles about having a new job.
So keep supporting Mr. Anime. I'll still be doing anime reviews, but probably not as many because this job will be full-time. But thanks to all of y'all, I've been able to be recognized by some people, and I'm going to be doing some good stuff.
A week after this upload, on March the 20th, neighbours called 911 after hearing shots being fired from the Sesslers' family home. Initially they found nothing, but after returning, they found the house ransacked. Trey had shot his mother, father, and brother Mark. After committing the act, he wrote on the walls, "Why did I do this? I love my mum, dad, and brother." He was arrested at a friend's house just hours after the bodies were found, and later investigators discovered what his true intentions were. He was planning a Columbine-inspired attack at a local school, and had killed his family to spare them the pain of knowing what he had done. At his trial, many believed he would receive the death sentence, and were shocked when he was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Pecha Erik Vernon. On the 7th of November 2007, 18-year-old student Pecha Erik Vernon went on a rampage at Jokela High School in Finland. He killed 8 people, including the headmistress, a nurse, and 6 pupils. All were shot several times, and had apparently been selected randomly, and the only thing they had in common with Vernon was that they attended the same school. After the police surrounded the building, Vernon put his .22 pistol to his own head and pulled the trigger. He survived, but after being taken to hospital with a critical head wound, he later died. In the aftermath of the shooting, his intentions and hatred became apparent after a series of YouTube videos were discovered. His channel name was Sturmgeist89, and he described himself as an 18-year-old Finnish man who is ready to die for his cause. The last chilling video he uploaded was titled Jokela High School Massacre, 11/7/2007, and it featured a still photo of a low building that appeared to be Jokela High School. The killing spree came just hours after this video was posted, the last chapter in a grim catalogue that foreshadowed his deadly intent. Vernon was described as a lonely rider who had been bullied at school and had few friends. His behaviour a year or so before the attacks was described as erratic, and his parents were concerned about his mental health, although they had no clue about just how disturbed he was. But his YouTube videos and blogs told a different story. He was fascinated by Stalinism and Nazi ideologies, and saw it as his job to rid the human race of the failures of natural selection. He called them the Manifesto of a Natural Selector, and ranted about a society he no longer wanted to be a part of, and even predicted that he would kill people. He also uploaded a variety of scenes from Schindler's List, in which Jews are tortured and killed. Days before the shootings, he acquired a .22 pistol that he called Catherine, and filmed himself shooting at apples in a forest. This is the same gun he used in the massacre. Although Vernon's YouTube channel has been taken down, a lot of his footage still exists, and his views and intentions were clear. He had a contempt and loathing for his fellow humans. In one video, Vernon can be seen brandishing a gun, wearing a t-shirt proclaiming humanity is overrated. In the suicide note he left for his parents, he said goodbye to his mother, father and brother, and explained in detail his hatred towards society. So that's 5 killers who had YouTube accounts and uploaded videos, creating an eerie reminder and an insight into their minds before they committed these horrendous attacks. Rest in peace to all of the victims who died at the hands of these killers. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you next week for another video.